Real reason revealed why WWE Champion lost due to a botched finish, and backstage chaos erupted. This week on WWE NXT, something extremely unusual went down in the NXT Women's North American Championship match, and it wasn't part of the script. Blake Monroe was defending her title against Thea Hale, and the finish completely slipped out of WWE's original plan. Sources now say the reason behind the botched finish has finally been revealed. In the final moments of the match, Thea Hale hit a springboard move and covered Monroe for the pin. The referee counted to 3, even though Monroe was clearly trying to lift her shoulder to break the pin. Instead of the champion retaining as planned, Thea Hale's theme music hit and she was announced as the new champion before everyone even processed what happened. The reason? Monroe allegedly had the wind knocked out of her and couldn't kick out in time, even though that wasn't supposed to happen. Because referees are trained to call a finish as if it's legitimate, the 3 count stood and boom, title change. This wasn't just an accidental live TV glitch, it threw WWE's creative team into total chaos right as NXT was wrapping up filming for the year. Weeks of pre-taped segments had Monroe as champion, stories built around her reign, and even planned future matches, all of which suddenly didn't make sense anymore. Officials reportedly scrambled to rewrite material and correct everything that had already been shot. At one point, WWE even briefly played Monroe's entrance music after the finish, before suddenly cutting it off and switching to Hale's theme when the mistake was realized. That level of confusion in the arena and backstage shows just how unplanned this was. Because of how disruptive this was, people in the company are now talking about changing policies, such as requiring wrestlers to remain at tapings until everything is fully cleared and done just to avoid similar botches in the future. Maxxine Dupri's real-life fiancé gets his first WWE ring name. Fans are hyped for the debut. Big news out of WWE's developmental ranks. Maxxine Dupri's real-life fiancé, Anthony Luke, has officially debuted under a brand new WWE name. Fans have been watching this storyline quietly build for a while, and now it's official. WWE has given him a character name as he prepares for his place on TV. Anthony Luke, who has been developing his skills in WWE NXT and WWE's LFG series, is no longer competing under his real name. He will now be known in WWE as Cam Hendricks. Yes, the same guy who has been seen alongside Maxxine Dupri in real life is stepping into the wrestling spotlight with an official WWE persona as he continues his journey toward a televised debut. This is more than just a name change, it's WWE signifying they have plans for him. Changing a developmental talent's ring name usually signals bigger creative investment and future storyline involvement down the line. Gunther teased retiring 2 WWE legends after defeating John Cena. And a video game star defends the controversial finish. The wrestling world is still buzzing from Gunther's victory over John Cena at Saturday night's main event, a match where the ring general forced Cena to tap out, officially ending the 17-time world champ's legendary in-ring career. Now, not only has Gunther retired one of WWE's biggest icons, but sources say he teased the possibility of retiring yet another legend down the line. That's right, after defeating Cena, Gunther's promo and demeanor suggested he's focused on dominating the era ahead, possibly setting his sights on additional iconic foes as WWE moves into 2026 and beyond. Fans are interpreting his comments as more than just heat. It feels like a statement of intent from WWE's strongest heel right now. He isn't just stopping at one mythic victory. He wants to cement himself as the unbeatable man who put an end to the careers of multiple legends. The way Cena lost didn't sit well with a ton of fans. Cena was iconic for never give up, and seeing him tap, something he hasn't done in over 20 years, created big backlash online. Some fans even felt it made Gunther look less imposing because the tap-out didn't feel dramatic enough. That controversy spilled into WCW-style debates about the psychology of the finish. Should WWE have booked the retirement win differently? Reactors argued that Cena simply shrugging and tapping at the end didn't fully sell the ring general's monster aura. Legendary name just joined The Rock's franchise. This could change WWE forever. WWE legend Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has brought another massive presence into what fans are calling his franchise era, and the buzz is already insane. What's happening now isn't just another cameo. It's part of The Rock's long game in WWE's future. Here's the deal. The Rock hasn't been a full-time WWE competitor in years. He's focused on Hollywood and global business. But he still holds huge sway over WWE and its creative direction, thanks to major moves outside the ring, like recently taking full ownership of his The Rock name and joining the board of WWE's parent company. The legendary name joining his franchise this time is The Rock's daughter, Ava, who has already begun making waves in WWE under the ring name Ava. Simone Garcia Johnson. She stepped into WWE as part of the next generation, blending family legacy with real life. Wrestling dynasty relevance. A former WWE personality publicly labeled Triple H a horrible animal, turning heads and triggering major reactions across the wrestling community. This comes from a freshly published report about the WWE Chief Content Officer being criticized by a former name in the business. Triple H has been under fire from some ex-WWE figures before, but this description, calling him essentially a terrible force in the company, is among the most intense personal attacks he's faced publicly in years. Fans and insiders are pointing back to other times Triple H was criticized for his booking style and creative decisions, including by veteran names who have called his work horrible or dismissive in the past. One veteran voice even argued that Triple H's creative direction on major storylines was so poorly executed that he was an idiot and a horrible booker, highlighting how deeply some ex-talent disagreed with his approach to big angles. This isn't just a casual fan jab. When a former insider resorts to language like horrible animal, it implies a very personal level of disdain for the decisions and culture Triple H is leading behind the scenes. The Rock drops heartbreaking revelation. Fans are saying this is one of his most personal moments yet. The Rock Johnson just opened up in a way you don't normally hear from one of the biggest stars in sports entertainment history, and fans around the world are reacting with emotion. In a fresh interview, The Rock made a deeply personal revelation about his relationship with WWE's biggest stars and why he stepped back from certain WrestleMania storylines. Unlike typical promo speak or storyline hype, The Rock's comments weren't just about booking decisions. They were about real feelings and legacy. Explained that when WWE leadership asked him about being involved in a major WrestleMania storyline, specifically one centered around Cody Rhodes and John Cena, he made a very human choice to step away because he felt it would overshadow the moment those men were creating. In his own words, he said he wanted the spotlight to go to the current generation, that letting Cody and Cena shine without him interfering was what really mattered at that moment, even if it meant sacrificing his own screen time or story placement. It was a rare, vulnerable perspective from someone whose entire career has been built on being the biggest star in the room. WWE scrambles right after unexpected title change, planning major next steps behind the scenes. WWE is reportedly in total scramble mode after a completely unforeseen title change on the December 16th episode of WWE NXT, and sources now say company officials are actively planning next steps to fix creative chaos and reset storylines caused by the botched finish. Backstage sources confirmed that Monroe was scheduled to retain, and multiple weeks of shows had already been taped under the assumption she would still be champion. The sudden change left WWE scrambling to reshoot, re-edit, and recalibrate future tapings so storylines make sense going into the holidays. Bianca Belair drops blockbuster tease amid WWE hiatus, fans losing it. While Bianca Belair has been on the sidelines for most of 2025 due to a serious finger injury, she just dropped a major tease that has the WWE universe buzzing with excitement and speculation. The EST of WWE, arguably one of the most magnetic women in sports entertainment, has been absent from in-ring competition since suffering broken fingers at WrestleMania 41, and her recovery has taken much longer than originally expected. Belair's injury, a complicated break to a knuckle joint, has kept her out of action for about 7 months, and she hasn't been medically cleared to wrestle yet, meaning her return isn't likely until early 2026 at the earliest. She recently posted something online that fans are calling a blockbuster tease about what's next in her WWE story, and the reaction has been wild. This tease didn't come in the form of a random promo. It felt purposeful, loaded with intent, and timed perfectly as WWE heads into the road to Royal Rumble and beyond. Fans immediately interpreted it as a hint that Belair's comeback is closer than ever, and that when she finally returns, it'll be on a major stage. If you want daily WWE news breakdowns, comeback teasers, and deep storyline analysis, hit subscribe, ring that bell.